So I'm coming here. I brought my A game. I'm sucking on a lozenge for people with dry mouth.
That's great.
I open up with dab and dabble. Dab.
You're good.
I opened up with dab and dabble, and it's only going to go up from there. I think I'm on something. Don't I sound like I am?
You do kind of. This is a bad sign.
Because
from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes it's energy I have, right?
Right.
But sometimes it's the wrong kind of energy.
It's an irritant, is really what it is.
You don't have to. Why is it? Is it your family piles on? Is that what your family does?
No, we just pile on Kindlers.
Keep on digging. When you see a hole, do you keep on digging?
See, the lozenge is already a problem for me.
That's because I'm balancing the lozenge on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, because America wants to hear your juicy mouth.
I'm telling you, nobody.
Yes,
I spent
I'm
all
wearing
week.
Earphones. I'm wearing earphones.
I spent all week on this. Are you telling me that people can hear the lozenge on my tongue right now?
Yes.
You're a liar.
Yeah, because if you're talking
You're
like
a
this
liar.
with the lozenge.
Did you just stop Jerry
so
Lewis?
It's either this or.
Jerry Lewis, who you say is your favorite comedian.
Do I say that?
Yeah, and because you like the fact that he was humble.
Yes.
He always had a lozenge in his mouth.
Dean had to leave. Every article, it was Jerry. I'm like, Dean is there too, but he had to leave.
Yeah, he's the king of the backhanded compliments. You know, I thought Dean was hilarious.
That was a front-handed self-compliment.
You know, Dean's actually funnier than me.
Right. That's why I don't let him be funny in the act.
Dean loved working with me so much, it made him violent towards me.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, now you're chewing the lozenge. That's good.
Look, what's more important, your little audio needs? It's not like you're exactly Magellan.
Huh?
It's not like you're exactly Rick Rubin. Hey,
Rick Moistmouth.
Hey, look. I was speaking to someone. I spoke to Alex on the phone. And I learned two things.
Yeah.
Alex says that I miss many, many funny things that you're saying.
Really?
Yeah. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you're talking, you're trying to get your next joke in.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to say, I haven't heard you say these funny things, but other people are telling me you are hilarious, and I'm very happy. I'm going to start listening.
Nah.
You just said
why
nah.
break up a winning combo?
Well, I went to Houston for the Come and Take It festival.
Really?
Come and Take Over. Come and Take It. Come and Take It Comedy Festival.
Yeah. Why is it called that?
That's the name of the company. Come and Take It Comedy.com.
Okay.
It's from I went online and looked it up.
Uh-huh.
But then somehow I got to look at what buy is, which still bothers me. Buy. You're my buy.
Oh,
Before
like Bay?
all Bay.
Yeah.
Right. You before all everybody. Before all everybody. Like you're the number one. It's a terrible thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do know what I'm talking about.
No, you went online and it said Bay.
Right.
And
It said that it's like it's like your favorite. It's like your girlfriend or something like that. Your boyfriend is your bae.
Right.
Because they're the person who's before all.
Right, but where?
I don't know the E.
Why was it? This was on the website that sponsored the comedy thing.
No. Whenever I look, I have ADD.
Yeah.
So I look up comedy, Come and Take It Over.
Okay.
And then I start to go to the Urban Dictionary. And by the way, steer away from the comment section of the Urban Dictionary.
Don't look up Kindler.
If you want to avoid one comment area for the rest of your life, don't go to the comment section there. Because you're already in an urban...
Right.
There are already people who are, quote, politically incorrect.
We've already left the world of rules. We're creating our own new dictionary.
If you were a policeman, would you break all the rules? Or would you yell at other people that they couldn't break the rules?
I would wait until I'm a week from retirement, then break all the rules.
But what if somebody put you on a desk?
Yeah.
Does that make you mad? I don't want to be put on a desk. I don't want to be a detective either. But if the alternative is to
Kindler, leave me your gun and your badge.
Well, okay. Where am I going?
You're going home.
Mr. Weinstein! I saw somebody has said, I think it was Alex, who said that he loves the Mr. Weinstein.
Except your part is always just you saying Mr. Weinstein over and over and over.
I implore you. Mr. Weinstein, please come into my office immediately.
Yes, Mr. Kindler.
Come in, Mr. Weinstein. Come in, please.
I'm here.
Please stop telling me to come in and saying my name.
Mr. Weinstein, please.
No. I think we've established who I am, Mr. Kindler.
Mr. Weinstein, come in, please. Make yourself at home.
I'm absolutely comfortable. Thank
Mr.
you.
Weinstein, it's come to my attention that the Bailiwick and Sons Company has been. Oh God, I don't even know. Are we a paper company?
That's why you just go, Mr. Weinstein.
Mr. Weinstein, please. I thought you would supply the other side of that conversation.
It's hard to go when you're just
Mr. Weinstein, don't beg.
Yes,
Mr. Weinstein.
Just keep coming back with my name. It's a little hard to yes and that.
Mr. Weinstein, you embarrassed yourself. So I was in Houston at the Come and Take It Over. Did I kill? Yes. Josh.
Of course.
Is it a show? Are people paying for it? Hence the killing.
Yes.
And this couple came up, and the wife, and the young couple too, not what you would think would be listeners of our podcast, like people shuffling over.
I love your podcast.
We live in Miami, and I tell you, it gets pretty boring over there. You know what we enjoy? Your conversation with the other Jew.
It sounds like there's 100 years of Jew talking.
You know, I don't know if you take advice. What do I smell like? Coffee, or that could be because I'm dying.
There was coffee at some point.
There must be Is that movie with the by P.T. Anderson?
If it's Thursday, it must be coffee.
Have you seen that movie, There Must Be Coffee? It's a sequel to There Must Be Blood. Now you come up with the rest of the joke.
There will be blood?
I don't know, Josh. I'm not like you.
I will drink your mocha milkshake. There.
Mr. Lester. Okay, I've reached the first time when I don't have any idea where I am.
We're talking about the festival.
Okay, so this couple came up, and they were very young. They were hip-looking, unlike anybody you would think.
Sure.
Attractive couple. Everyone's attractive compared to me and you.
They were gaslighting you.
And they said, they said they enjoyed. First of all, they said they enjoyed the show first.
Nice.
Because what are they going to do?
Right.
And he said, and then the wife said he listens to, and the guy was like, "Oh, this is so much fun! It's so great to meet you. I've listened to every single show." And she goes, "He listens to every single show." That's what she said. You know what that means?
Not
her cup of tea,
She tolerates
Josh.
it when she happens to be in the car.
But I'm telling you, we have fans, at least 2 fans.
That's nice. And in Texas.
In Texas.
Come on.
Well, Houston's not really Texas.
Yes, it's still Texas. Austin is still Texas.
Do you know where I would live if I was in Texas? Irving, Texas. Irving, Texas.
Because it's a Jewish name?
Hi, I'm Irving, Texas.
Hi.
Could you be willing to make $5,000? I'm Bernie Bernstein, money lender. Hello, I'm Jewy Jew Justine, money lender.
I would like to talk to your rape victims.
Yes, I would like a pound of flesh. Yes. Are you going to vote? We will give you $5,000 to say something wrong about Roy Moore. I don't know where my accent went in that.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, but no,
how much dial do you have to turn up to do a Jew voice?
But he wasn't even doing a good Jew voice. The guy was like,
right.
"Hi, it's Bernie Bernstein. Hi, I'm Bernie Bernstein.
I'm Bernie Bernstein
from the Washington Post." Does not that sound legitimate? Does that not sound plausible? Yes. We are, as you can tell from my voice, I'm a Jew, which means I'm a money lender and I'm everything you fear.
Right.
Vote for the man who's not afraid, who doesn't cut. You know what they should say?
I'm both a ruthless ruler of the world and a sniveling coward somehow.
How do we control the media while we snivel?
I know. It's an amazing trick.
Why don't they promote Judge Roy Moore? Is it Judge Roy Moore? That sounds like a Paul Newman movie.
Former Judge Roy Moore.
Roy Bean.
Debenched Roy Moore.
Right. Why don't they sell him this way? He's not ageist. He doesn't cut off. He doesn't decide his attraction for a person based on age.
Just because they happen to be able to vote.
Right.
That's not important to him. If they're old enough to vote, he's not going to
vote. Are you
votes.
saying a teenage? Are you saying a toddler should not be? I don't know where I was going to go with it, but I had a feeling that if I kept going with it, they would come after me.
Yeah, they will. Bernie Bernstein, coming your way.
I mean, that's not even. That is the fun. I mean, that almost sounds like the whole thing is an Ashton Kutcher style prank.
Yeah, if that good.
Bernie. How many Jewish names did you try out. I'm Jewy Jewstein. Too obvious.
Yes.
Hebe Heebstein. I don't think that's going to fly. Bernie? They have a name, Bernie? Bernie Bernstein. Perfect.
Bing.
Yeah, but you're using burn in the last. Well, so what's wrong with that? It'll be easier for me to remember.
Just let me make my Jubo call and be done with this.
I thought robocalls sounded like this. Do you know that Jews have infested the state? Do not vote for the Doug Jones. Please vote against the Jew people.
Jews will not replace us, Dave.
Jews will not replace us. I have a joke about that. Have I done it on the podcast? Jews will not replace us. And I say, not with that slogan. Not with that terrible slogan. Now, Mr. Expert, have I said it before? Don't you feel like you're almost worried that you might have to call someone?
I always dial 9-1 on my cell phone before you walk in.
What percentage do you give it that I'm going to tell you in 10 minutes? I just took these mushrooms. I thought I'd take a little bit. It was left over.
That's right. I just took the podcast dose.
Josh, I hope it isn't affecting me, but I took a little blotter acid because I thought it'd be fun for the podcast. We talk about things.
We'll see what happens.
Now you look like a lizard. A lizard that's about to attack.
You're wavy gravy, Bernie Bernstein.
Wavy gravy. Hey, and for those of you who don't think that capitalism is too weird, I can't get that out of my head. When Wavy Gravy says we're serving breakfast.
Right.
And then at one point he goes, and for those of you who don't think, when I heard him say, for those of you who don't think capitalism is too weird, I swear to God, I was how old? 13 years old?
Sure.
14 years old? I didn't know I don't know what he meant by capitalism. I'm telling you that right now. When I grew up,
right.
I did not think a hot dog stand guy was a capitalist.
All right.
Did you? You probably did because you're smart.
Well, I mean, once I knew what capitalism meant, I can't really place it at an age, but I get that it's...
You could see yourself in... if you were tripping over at Woodstock and you heard Wavy Gravy say, avoid the brown acid, what would you think he's trying to keep it all for himself?
No, I would avoid the brown acid. I would believe Wavy Gravy's integrity. I still do to this day.
Yeah, he's solid gold. I have not avoided using the term avoided the brown acid. It still seems fresh to me.
Yeah, it's still gold acid.
You know what else works I used recently? Mueller.
Yeah,
anybody.
Can't hear that enough.
Anyone, Mueller. So I went to a comedy festival.
Yeah.
And I had so much fun, and Colin Quinn was there.
Oh, yeah?
And I got to tell you something. And don't kid yourself. Or if you are going to kid yourself, keep it from me. This guy is the funniest guy. I've never seen anybody funnier than him. And he just went on and on about government and stuff like that. And it was like, I don't even remember what he said because I was delightfully laughing. But he's just like, I saw him on an outdoor area. So usually outdoor is not fun.
Right.
I was in the second row. And laughing just loud enough, hoping. You know what I'm saying? Would it kill him to go, is Kindler around? And he just, boom. He made me hate capitalism and all other things. No, he made me hate everything. He made me hate democracy is what he does. He makes you hate democracy.
Yeah, well, that's good.
No, he's an iconoclast. I don't know what that means.
He doesn't like those icons.
He doesn't like those. And I also worked with Aparna Nancherla. I always get nervous. I've introduced her many times.
Yeah.
And she says, "Don't hit the. I'm hitting the wrong syllable." Aparna Nancherla. Nancherla. Oh, she's going to hate me now. But she was amazing. I worked with her the first night, and I worked with Ian Carmel the second night.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
both funny people.
Look at the look on my face. Usually when I met Joe Madison many years ago, he was going to punch me in the face because I was excited about going to Fresno. Yeah. That's how bad the gigs were back then.
Yeah.
They were not to be enjoyed except by a new person like me who didn't know enough.
Right.
They were horrible gigs, and those horrible crowds, not all crowds were horrible, but they were pretty bad through the 80s and early 90s.
That was the Greek restaurant in Fresno, yes?
Yes. Are you referring to the Athenian?
Why, yes, I am.
And I'll never forget when they updated the Holiday Inn, and they had like one of those glass elevators.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about getting stuck?
Right. That was the one in where I witnessed someone taking a shot at someone else on the street from my balcony.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
You've told the story before, right?
I might have early on, yeah. But it was I was standing on my balcony, and it was downtown Fresno late at night, and it was very abandoned. Cause
It is downtown Fresno.
Yeah. And it was at that point, Fresno was like a really dangerous place, obviously. And,
Yeah. I didn't know it was
I
dangerous.
see these two guys yelling on the street,
Right.
and they're maybe 50 yards apart, and they're yelling at each other loud. And one starts turning around and walking further away, and the other one pulls out a gun and shoots.
And you don't know if he hit him.
No, he didn't. As far as I can tell, he didn't hit. The other guy ran around the corner.
I would never stop running in my whole life if someone took a shot at me.
It was an unbelievable thing to see.
Did you duck down?
No, I didn't duck down because I was like at third floor.
Yeah, you knew.
I was looking down on
even
the
you
scene.
as a Jew were not scared at that moment. Mostly, I see Jews as frightened people. The frightened people.
Yeah, no, I felt safe in my perch.
But did you call anybody?
I yelled, "Don't shoot at him! Don't do that!
Silly.
Don't shoot!"
With the gun, lady.
And I flashed my flashlight at him. I said, "Hey, I'm seeing you shooting." No, I called the desk.
You called the desk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably the best way to handle it.
Yeah.
And then, did you hear anything later on that weekend about it? That must have been on Friday night.
I think that was like, no one was shot, therefore no one gave a shit.
Yeah, and therefore it was just another night in Fresno. Right. Hey, in Fresno, when you shoot at somebody and you don't hit them, we call that Tuesday. Do you think that joke is ever valid anymore? I say no. Bah, 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 and then it's not the guy you're talking
There
about.
would have to be a meta way of hitting it to make it worthwhile.
I go there's an incoherent guy who's foaming at the mouth, and that's the other person in the joke who you didn't think it was going to be.
Right.
Huh?
Oh. So how many shows did you do?
I did. Now, I want to tell you what you always say to me. Are you a team player, Andy? You ask me that when I go to these festivals.
It goes without saying that you're not, I would say.
I'm a team player, Josh.
Oh, okay.
And when they said do extra sets, I said absolutely. And you know why? Because what better time to do a set than when I'm already out? I'm out of my whatever I do, my recluse thing,
sure.
And now I'm out and about. They're going to drive me to the next gig. Perfect.
Sure.
What's not to like?
You're at a comedy festival.
Why not do comedy? That's exactly right. And I almost always am delighted by the prospect of doing it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe in the old days when every other set was murder.
Right. Now that you're comedy legend, Andy Kindler.
This is unbelievable. You know, I want to tell you that, and I'm not saying this, everything I say is self-serving.
Sure.
But not all self-serving. But I don't get, I don't not get recognized. But I don't get, it's not like I walk down the street and go, please, sir, no picture, no photos.
No, you do that. I've been with you and you do that.
I know, it's annoying.
But it's not to anyone.
Yeah, but that's to practice in case I'm mobbed one day. So, what was I saying?
It started with legend Andy Kindler, and you were saying.
Oh, so people. All right, so I don't normally get recognized. I mean, I do get recognized, but it's not like every room I go into, there's someone, hey, Kindler. But once I do get recognized in any environment, then I start to assume that everyone else, for that day at least, has recognized me.
Right.
And there's a lot of, hey, how's it going, to people who don't want to say, hey, how's it going to me?
Yeah.
What's the matter with me? What is my insecure? Am I a Trump level insecure person?
No.
No, thank God.
No, you're more Omarosa.
We only have 4 types in the world now. Right. We have which woman on Sex and the City you are. That's one way to go. Are you Miranda?
I'm Miranda, and you're still Omarosa, weirdly enough.
Meanwhile, uptown, Samantha was learning what the word elusive meant. I'm sorry, it's not as good as the I do maintain that was the worst narration. I know everybody involved with the show, but I'm saying the narration was, I was dressed to the nines at the corner of 75th and 6th when out of the corner of my eye, and then someone comes up. What do you need that narration for?
Right. That's definitely a show don't tell moment.
Yeah, show don't tell.
But it was the story of someone writing.
She was a writer,
right.
in the thing.
That was the conceit, is that this was always her column.
So it should have. So I'm saying that narration should have been like, "Whoa, knockout funny,"
right?
Or bare bones. The next day.
No, but a lot of columns are just unnecessary exposition.
That's true, but I It's true. Yeah. What was the column? It was a dating column?
Sex in the City.
Sex in the City.
Right.
I did watch that show as a guilty pleasure and loved watching it.
Really?
You didn't, right?
No, not watching it was my guilty pleasure.
You hate not watched it.
Yes.
You hate avoided it.
I didn't watch it. I mean, I saw it several times, but I didn't make a point of watching it. My wife liked it a lot.
Everybody's wife did.
I was just about to say.
There's not a woman in this world who doesn't fire up a colored teeny, as Tom Snyder used to say.
Right.
I did get into Cosmopolitans when Sex in the City.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think I had them with you once. I like Cosmopolitans because they're sweet.
I think I would have made fun of you enough to remember
I don't
that.
like drinks where you can taste the alcohol. What's the point?
Yeah.
What are you telling me? That and are you one of the people who's going to convince me that gin is tasty?
I love a gin and tonic.
Yeah, but why? The gin is so strong.
No.
Excuse me, could you put a simple sugar?
I like vodka martinis. I like gin martinis. I like scotch. I like bourbon.
Yeah, because you are more of a man's man than me, right?
Well, if it's
anybody is.
Yeah, I mean that's a two-part. That's a compound question. Am I a man's man? No. Am I more of a man's man than you? Yes.
Well, that's the thing. But I also see you as worldly. I see you, if we had to say who's Hemingway and who's Gilligan between us, you'd be Hemingway.
Right. But I end up with a shotgun in my mouth, so maybe Gilligan
But
wins.
that's the best way to go is the way he
But
went.
I've told you this before, too, is that not only my dad liked really good scotch. He appreciated it. He wasn't a big drinker, but when he did, he liked the good stuff.
Right.
But when I was an underage drinker, going out after shows, when I was 16 and all my friends were 30, part of my cover was, hey, I'll order Glenlivet on the rocks, or I'll order something, something specific so they don't suspect that I'm 16 years old.
Oh, my God. Did that almost always work?
It almost always worked.
Did you get caught ever?
Huh? No, if they carted at the door, I was screwed.
Jesus Christ. You didn't have a fake ID.
Once I was in the door, no, I didn't use a fake ID.
I didn't either. We didn't even know we would have known. It's like you hear these kids. It's like what they grow up with someone from The Great Escape.
My brother finally gave up one of his licenses, but it was like when I was 20.
Oh well, at least right. But Alex, make a note that he missed that last joke I did, which I can't remember what it was now.
I can't either.
While you were talking,
yeah, while I was talking,
while you were
that's the key.
So this was okay. I went to this festival and so then I do. It is embarrassing and I don't get recognized. I want to be recognized. It's anybody who says they don't want to be recognized is either lying or maybe they're more well adjusted than me. Do you ever mind being recognized?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, of course I don't.
Right. Why would we? It'd have to be a real imposition. You'd have to be taking a bite of food or something.
Yeah, even then, I'd be. Oh yes, hold on, we're talking. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But people who are mobbed, I've seen people who are mobbed. Like I went. I'm not bragging, but Zach Galifianakis, I dropped that name. Went to the Laker game with him once. First Laker game I've been to. I was scared to death. Maybe I've said this before in the podcast. If so, kiss my ass. But when he's mobbed in a way that you don't want to be mobbed. The guy from you're the Wolf Pack.
Right.
No one needs that.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I was with. I went to a concert with Judd and Judd Apatow and Jim Carrey he brought along.
Right.
And, that you could tell that there's just this alert that he has to be on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Judd or Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Hank. But now Judd actually
Judd's,
would be.
Judd's a celebrity.
Judd's
now.
A personality. He would be.
At that time, this was like during Freaks and Geeks.
But it's not, but also, I had been on TV before, but when I'm with Brian, when I used to go walk around with Brian Posehn, forget it. He's taller and more recognizable on TV.
Right.
So they wouldn't notice Judd till after they stepped on Jim Carrey.
Frank Conniff, when we were out with Mystery Science Theater people, he's the most recognizable because he has white hair and a sort of red face. He's just and he's looked like that for 30 years.
Right. He's wearing a costume.
Right. And he's wearing a costume going, hey, I'm TV's Frank with a sign.
Ask me about TV's Frank.
But we were at Comic-Con once and we were all together and someone said, oh, it's TV's Frank. Hey, could you take our picture? And they hand their camera to Joel Hodgson.
That's good.
And they stand there and then they notice it's Joel and are very embarrassed. But it was fun.
Well, I think it's important when you have a group of friends who are all on TV. I think it's very important that you decide who's the most famous of them, and then to just needle the other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a numbers game.
Absolutely.
That's what people tell me when they report about Ricky Gervais.
Right.
They say, "Oh, really? How about this?" And they show me he sold out at the. He's playing the entire state of Ireland. Did you know that?
You had someone come over when we were at the deli last time, and that just changed the tune, your whole tune that day.
What deli?
When we went to
Brandt's yeah, that was
time.
like, Josh, check it out. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've paid a couple of people to come by.
Have you?
And to say, and I love your work, Andy from TV Wheel.
Right.
Todd Glass is so funny, and he paid these two. He does this, and I saw him do this. He paid these two kids. They were with their parents at the airport. They're like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
He pays them to come up to him in a very loud voice and go, "Hi. Are you Todd Glass from TV's Tosh.0?" And then he gets also the guy to announce that he won the comic of the comedian award at the festival.
Yeah.
And everyone applauds. I love that kind of thing.
I love street theater like that.
I really do like when you go to Montreal, the old, have you been to, I don't know why I'm asking you this. You have or have not been to Montreal?
I have not.
Okay. Well, they have at the old port, they have these outside, outdoor performers, and some of them are so great. And the ones I love are the ones who imitate people in front of them. So if it's two of them, they'll just imitate the walk of the person. It's fantastic. And then this other time, they made me and a whole bunch of people go through a metal detector, but there was no metal. It was he was with immigration.
Yeah.
And he made me go, he had a Che Guevara hat. And he made me go through the thing. And he even looked up to see if I had triggered nothing.
The fact that you played along so readily.
Right. Now, I love that. I don't know how much it pays, but I like that kind of theater.
All right. And did you believe that he silently recognized you as well?
That would be terrible. That's not what this is about. By the way, Josh, I am now driving here from now on because of fear.
Are you?
So I thought it'd be nice to talk for a couple seconds about fear. Does it ever go away? And I realized that I love to walk over here. First of all, I have so many great anecdotes about it.
Yes. I mean, yes.
Yeah, they're great. I think everybody has people written a lot about the thing with the guy at the house near here.
Actually, the guy with the house wrote and said, "Stop talking about my house." So
I hate losing all that great This American Lifestyle observations I come up with on the way over. But I notice I'm scared at night. I've noticed it's because here's what I figured out: if someone was going to attack me, nighttime would be a better time to attack me because I could jump out of a thing.
Right. Also, you sleep during the day.
That's true. I'm like a Jewish comic vampire.
Right. So you're afraid of violence.
I'm afraid of violence in general. I'm afraid of violence, and because I've always been small.
Right. But you're also a black belt.
I'm a third-degree black belt. Have I mentioned that before?
Okay.
Third-degree black belt in the World Taekwondo Federation.
Right. So
I don't want to say that just for more downloads.
Right. So you up the ante and still.
Yeah, because first of all, learning martial arts will never make me less scared when I think about something happening.
Right.
I just hopefully, if it happens, I'll be better at dealing with it.
Right.
But it's not like I walk around. Yeah. But I thought it's weird that I do get scared, and then I start to go. When I think about, is this a good neighborhood? Is this a bad neighborhood? Then I start to question. I have that limousine liberal guilt complex.
Right.
It's like, do you have a right to call a neighborhood good or bad?
You do, and it's your neighborhood.
You do if someone's coming at you with a knife.
It's a good neighborhood.
Right, but it's like all these different things are all me, obsessive type of deals. And not but I did wonder why I don't remember. And Susan says, we're not kids anymore. So maybe that would be why.
Right.
And also with the walker.
So maybe walk instead of skip.
I went with the walker joke.
I don't know, and I was already.
Shuffle with the walker. They feel they can take advantage of it because I have the walker.
Well, then,
What do you
Then
think?
I think driving is the answer.
Now, how do you feel, though, when you feel very safe in our neighborhood, right?
I do,
But
yeah.
you don't walk anywhere, I know this.
I don't walk a lot, but I do drive my little stupid scooter to the gym and stuff.
Well, you're just inviting someone to mug you.
I'm inviting people to mock me.
I wouldn't mug somebody, but if I saw you on that scooter, as a joke, I would trip you over.
Sure.
But you'd kill me, though. You're too big.
That's, I probably, I walk the streets with a little
more
sense of security than you, probably, just because
Yeah,
I'm big. I
yeah,
cast a big shadow.
How tall are you?
6'1" or 2.
That's good enough. That's good enough. When you were 5'5.5", and now you're shorter,
Yeah.
and you're already bent over, and you're also multitasking.
Maybe that's your superpower. Is shrinking down. You just do it really
Oh,
slowly.
believe me, that's my first reaction to anything is to get as small as possible. And I always think of playing possum. Is that what you're supposed to do with a bear, or you're not supposed to do that with a bear?
No, a bear, you're supposed to shadow box.
A bear, you're supposed to go, you got a problem with me, Yogi?
Right. Then you give them a picnic basket.
I love that show.
Did you?
Yogi Bear was always in the ranger's hair. At a picnic table, you could find him there. He will sleep to noon, but before it's dark, he'll have every picnic basket that's in Jellystone Park. I'm not paying for the song.
No. It
Is it? First of all, it's
I couldn't
Hannah
vouch for the tune.
I know, 'cause that's why I tried to sing it off. I'm saying I tried to sing it off key.
Aha.
Aha. That's Hanna-Barbera. Who knows where they got it from? I can't believe I was a Hanna-Barbera guy because I never saw any of those.
Gosh, Yogi, this cartoon blows.
But it was also who were the Flintstones? Was that them too?
Also Hanna-Barbera. Yes.
Sure, they did not have great sets.
No, but they made the most out of them by using them over and over and over.
You mean they used the same background forever?
Yes. Well, and within the same scene, when he ran by the couch 3 times on the way to the door.
Well, I see an excuse for that because it's animation and it costs a lot of money. But why on the Superman, my favorite TV show of all time, although I don't know if I can watch it now, how could you bring back the same criminal as a different criminal a month later?
The same actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bush League.
He's a criminal both times.
Yeah. Although Harry Morgan played a crazy general and then Colonel Potter on MASH.
That because you wouldn't want to, because that's different. But as a rule, I don't know what I'm saying. There are the signs that I don't know what I'm saying. As a rule. So here's the thing, Josh.
Yeah.
I am going to secretly vape during the show. You're not going to know when I'm doing it.
Oh, that's good. I think we'll know.
And people can judge.
Was seamless.
Shantex. Is Shantex the one that stops you from smoking?
I think so.
And they say 1 out of 5 chances it will make you homicidal. Is that what they say?
I think suicidal.
Please,
suicidal.
people, don't sue me, Shantex. Not only don't sue me, hop aboard the Thought Spiral train. I'll do a commercial for them.
Sure.
I'd smoke and quit smoking just for that.
Good.
I'm working off of cards only in the sense that if we really have nothing, if it's like every 40 minutes we look at each other and we don't know why we're alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. That's not going to be a good thing. Put it away now.
Okay, I'll put it away. I feel like you're my father. You're my comedy father in many ways. Are you going to take all of that out? I bet you do.
No, I don't have to
I bet you do because
do you
you're
want
worried.
Me to?
I want to be the. Who's the Cheech and Chong of today? That's me and you. Hey, it's a good vape, man. Hey,
Vape's not here, man. Yeah.
Did you say vape's not here?
Yes, I did.
That's very good.
Oh shit, is all I can say.
I'm going downtown. Look, I know you're judgmental.
I'm not judgmental. I'm genuinely concerned for our show.
Are you really concerned now for it?
Now I am after
absolutely
all
not.
those hits you took.
Oh no, it doesn't. Look.
No,
at this.
no.
Look at my timing.
Yes.
You're sending me mixed messages. You called me up the other day and said, I don't know what you should do. Shoot up. Do something.
Yeah.
Pick up the energy. And now?
I don't know.
Josh, I have to. But you?
Okay.
You said to me, he just said to me, put that away. I mean, how old am I? I'm 60, I'm 42. He says,
You're how old? Wait,
41, 39. And he says, put that away. Who are you to tell me, the great Andy Kindler? Mr. Weinstein.
Mr. Weinstein, your wife is on line 3, Mr. Weinstein. Please pick it up.
Hello? Hello? Josh? Hello, it's your wife. Josh?
Mr. Weinstein, have you picked up line 3? It is your wife.
She's had an accident. Your wife shot herself.
Please pick it up.
Hi, Josh? Josh, I shot myself. In the breast. Okay. I'll take myself to the emergency room. The emergency room. Oh, I can't see. Oh, the lights. Oh, I am Josh's wife and I am dying. Why can't the whole podcast be this? This is great.
So far, that's what it is, right there.
How come you wouldn't join it? You wouldn't yes Andy me on that?
Because you brought my wife into it.
Look.
And it was a sight to behold. I didn't really want to break the trance. That was that comedy goal.
Somebody, a politician, just did the wife thing to avoid answering something. No, my wife, don't bring my wife into it, but I can't remember the details.
Yeah.
But he was avoiding the issue, skirting the issue, as it were.
Yeah. Speaking of politicians and issues, Al Franken had a bad week.
I know.
Yeah.
He really did. Why are you bringing that up?
Because we got to talk about it.
Why do we have to talk? Okay, we can talk about it.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll talk about it with you.
Because it was a heartbreaking thing.
Right.
Al Franken is,
I love Al Franken.
He's a homie.
And I've met him. I mean, I didn't work with him. As you know, Josh, I did not work with him on Saturday Night Live.
No, but you did do a benefit with him.
I did a benefit with him, and I am extremely fond of him. Like, I look up to him.
And I'm still fond of him.
I'm still fond of him.
I am not fond of the picture he took. I don't know what happened with the kiss. I know that they did. The kiss kept going in the show after that incident, apparently.
Let me say one thing.
Here's my thing, though,
okay.
with Al.
Yeah.
It was disgusting juvenile behavior.
I don't think it was heinous like some people are saying.
I don't think so either. And this is where black and white world starts to get dangerous on all sides of the spectrum, of course. But what I do think is that Al Franken has handled his response to it flawlessly, honestly.
Well, sometimes you can tell that someone's a good person by the things they believe.
Right.
And the fact that he's very funny, I think we are sensing that there's a mensch side to him.
No, and I think people around him sense that.
Right.
But I also, in some ways this went the way it should go, which is if someone has a beef, she has the right and should have a place to tell her story. Then the person that she has the beef against should have the chance to apologize. And the person can accept their apology or not. And in this case, she did. So it was this was actually a fairly civilized exchange about a fairly uncivilized action, Right. But it was, in some ways it was okay, that should be the incident right there. The person who feels aggrieved now forgives the person who aggrieved them.
We move on. Well, the other thing is... Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry. Damn it. I'm no good. You got to get a new guy. I have some kind of form. I'm not kidding. I have some kind of form of something.
Also smoke a bunch of pot, will you? Because that
No.
out.
This is the worst thing you can do. I already have I didn't even think about that. But now I will. Oh, okay. I don't know what I was going to say then, but here's the deal. And I'm sorry for interrupting because the thing I had before was relating to what you had said. But like my wife points out, if you look at the photo, he's not touching her
right
with either hand.
But again, he was brilliant to not point that out himself.
Right. Oh, no, I'm not supposed to. He shouldn't be saying, oh, I wasn't. But what I'm saying is that picture only bothers me if someone in the picture is bothered by it.
Right.
Because I have female comedian friends, and I'm not saying I would. First of all, would not be like me. That would be not a joke I'd go for. But let's say there was some kind of context between me and that person where they couldn't care less if I went for that joke. I don't see the photo as terrible as everybody does, except for she thought it was because what happened before it made it terrible for her. And the other thing is that the kiss thing, if the tongue kiss thing sounds horrible to me, and my problem is that not being there, I don't think there's any reason why she would make it up. But I guess there's a part of my mind that says but I don't know, without Franken, it's like I don't know really what happened in that room. So now most people will listen to that and go, because there's this whole thing now about you have to trust people coming forward, right?
Right.
Now, they also say, the same people say that, also say that there is you can't say that nobody who ever comes forward isn't coming forward to hurt somebody else and lying, because it happens.
Sure.
Right? And it happens, somebody said 8% or something like that. I don't know what, 3%.
Right.
8%, 3%. Whatever, however it happens, it happens. So, you have to have two things in your mind at once. In general, you should have the mind of trusting people when they come forward. In other words, your first thing shouldn't be, what were you wearing? Were you asking for it? You should be not listening to a story like you're like the head of the patriarchy. But I got very upset this week because, and first of all, my brother's always trying to get me going. So he starts texting me. He's always done this. He texted me on the second time Obama got elected about Benghazi.
Yeah.
And I said, don't he gets me going. I don't want to hear about Benghazi and he's like, my brother's very smart, but he kind of knows how to get to me.
Yeah.
So he started sending me these.
It's really quite a Rubik's Cube.
He sends me these texts about how all these people are now like Christian Gillibrand. All these people are now reevaluating Clinton.
Right.
And how come we didn't trust the woman during Clinton?
Right.
And here's what I believe. I went through the Clinton thing. I'm not saying I was the biggest victim of it, but I went through the Clinton thing. I know that they lied about him, about state troopers. We know that they lied that state troopers got hookers for him.
Right.
That's a lie. We know it's a lie that the Clintons killed Vince Foster.
Right.
Right? We know it's a lie. I was told it's a lie. I don't know. I was told that Haircut Gate and Travel Gate were both lies. Travel Gate, I'm pretty sure, was a lie because the charge was that they were going to get rid of the travel office and bring in who's that? Linda Bloodworth Thomason and
Harry.
Yeah, they had their own travel agency, but they didn't. They had a airplane equipment company. There was no conflict at all. It was just bullshit. And then the other one that was supposed to be bullshit, these people told me, was they never made a plane late on the runway for his haircut.
Right.
So when you know that you have a guy who's hired, of course, by Hillary Clinton, too, David Bossie. I don't know if you've heard that name.
Uh-huh.
He was hired by Hillary Clinton, too. Hired by Trump to go after Hillary Clinton, too. These are these GOP dirty tricks people.
Right.
So it's not like Juanita Broderick, I'm saying that I don't know what happened with her and Juanita Broderick, but you can't tell me that I can't question the intent of something when the person that is being accused has already been hounded for years and years by dirty trick squads.
Right.
So it's context.
It is context, but I think we have to change. Like, the knee jerk has always been to go against the woman for the most part.
I haven't felt that way. Oh, you mean by society?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we want to keep our heroes in their spot.
I don't think so. I mean, when you hear about someone, that's not how I would react if I.
Well, I mean, most of these guys who have scandals end up keeping their gig if it involves a woman.
Well, there's two arguments here. One argument is how society has been for women, which has been horrible.
Right.
So I'm sure that happens as a matter of law in some places. But I'm saying I'm trying to think of the specific things in my life that I've heard of
Well, look at all the women who accused Trump. They've all been completely discredited by him.
But they're not discredited, though.
Well, yes, they've been called liars by the president.
Right, but yes, so it doesn't. One thing that's true doesn't make another thing that's true. One thing that's true doesn't make another thing is true untrue. In other words, the fact that Trump will lie and say people are lying about sex with him does not mean that nobody ever lies about having sex with someone.
No, I absolutely think. I absolutely.
What do you think? It's like I took a class in arguing or something. Boom, bang, boom.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Now. Oh, no, you're saying.
I'm glad you celebrated your sentence. So
no, but you're saying you're talking about the paradigm has to shift, if that's the right word, and we have to start looking at these things differently.
It absolutely does, because it's it's just too easy for Harvey Weinstein to bully people with NDAs and
Harvey Weinstein, come in here, please, Mr. Weinstein. I've heard you. I'm sorry. The look you gave me was, come on. Does everything have to be a joke with you? So we have to change the, oh, God damn it. So we have to change the thing. But, for example, I know that I don't feel like, it's not that I'm perfectly willing and I absolutely understand how by being a white male, I would not understand a lot of the things that women have gone through. And I know that's a fact because when I saw that Access Hollywood tape, I became enraged by listening to that.
Look at the governor of Alabama going, there's no reason to not believe these women, but I'm still going to vote for Roy Moore because he's a Republican.
She is that woman. I don't know how competitive that state is, but that was bad.
But I mean, that's, somehow that's still, even if we gasp at that, that's still somehow acceptable within Alabama. She still has her job as governor after saying that.
Right.
Even that to me says something's out of whack.
The thing, I guess the thing I'm saying is beyond the male-female thing about it. Let's take it out of that context.
But I don't think you can take it out of the context.
No. I'm not saying take it out of the context for the sake of the argument. I'm saying take it out of the context because I'm going to tell you how when these things happen, what my mind goes through.
Okay.
Now, that can't be wrong. It's just what my mind goes through. And you could tell me it's sick. But what my mind goes through is, I really love this guy who I'm Al Franken, and I really kind of want to believe whatever that didn't happen in a way. Well, would it be any of your friends? And so I start to feel like what's true and what's not true. I'm not that comfortable about automatically switching on someone in 1 or 2 days. It just feels weird to me.
Right.
Because like I'm not saying, they said that Roger Stone tweeted about this. You hear about that?
Right.
He tweeted about it. That
in
she goes
advance
on
of it happening. Yeah.
She goes on Hannity. I'm not saying anything about. I'm not accusing her of anything. She seemed sincere to me. I didn't think that she was trying to pull. It didn't seem like a. What was she going?
Well, it might have been. Even if it was, I think I still think he handled it well. Because he didn't give her. He didn't give them any tools to work with.
Yeah.
He still sort of protected himself by saying, I remember this differently. I remember the kiss differently, but that doesn't mean that, you're wrong. It just means,
Well, not only that, the thing is.
And the picture was, I can't believe I did it.
And you don't see 40 women coming out.
No, and that's the thing.
Story.
I mean, and that's the only thing I'm reserving.
Of course.
Is if when they start investigating him, whatever that means, if there is a pattern, then I will radically change my opinion about Al Franken.
And the thing is
but the picture is just like, that's not a good joke, and if he was a senator when he did that picture, it would be like, that's terrible judgment, but it's a bad joke. As a comic on the USO tour, it's a bad joke. I don't believe that he groped her because there was all these people there.
But you're saying it's not even that funny. It's just like
it's just a bad joke.
Choice.
And now, obviously it's
it's
an even worse joke, all these years later.
I wrote it, though.
Yeah, I heard you all these times.
You heard me the first time.
I did, yeah.
And it was so great you couldn't deal with it.
Right, exactly. I was barreling over you.
Right. But, so the thing, that wasn't that hard. You look like you're depressed.
No, I'm depressed that I keep forgetting my thought.
Oh, well, you're talking about, okay. we've made the point.
No, moving on.
Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
Josh, Josh, why are you choking me? Josh, it's not funny. Someone call. How could I get help now? Call from them listening to the.
Just push 1 on my cell phone.
I'll tell you who comes out looking really good are these evangelical people.
Absolutely. They
Now
know what horse to back.
I love Reverend Barber, I think is his name. He's my hero. He's in North Carolina. This guy.
Is this the guy that's saying that there's way more women sexual predators than men?
No. He's the one who's like he goes on Joy Reid all the time. He's just like
okay.
He's really brilliant. He's like his spirituality. When he talks about spirituality,
He's the guy who wears a collar.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
Notice how I didn't say giant black man.
well, hey, you know how black people always wear the collar. Who's with me? So yeah, but this other guy who was on Joy Reid, who was like, it's not just lying, basically lying. You cannot believe in Jesus and turn around and justify voting for Roy Moore. It's those two beliefs are incompatible.
Right.
Because I haven't heard. See, the thing I like.
Also, on the other side,
Yeah.
you can't believe in the Constitution and turn around and vote for Roy Moore.
Yeah, but the thing is this: you're talking about the fact that he insisted and he got thrown off the court.
Yes, twice thrown off the Supreme Court.
But he's a disruptor. Well, I hope he loses. I don't know if he will lose. I just want to say I am not for Roy Moore. I do not stand behind him.
Right. He's kind of like the right wing. He's like the right wing Marion Barry almost.
Well, you know what the thing is too, and I don't even know quite how to phrase this without making it sound like I'm like it's homophobic or something. But he's homophobic, right?
Yes.
And yet, the way he wears those hats, and when he took his little tiny gun out,
I know,
and he waved it.
He's like the village people's dad.
That's what I mean. I don't know if I could say that there's not an effeminate, that's probably the wrong way to say it, but there's something in him, I think he's a woman, and he doesn't want to face that he's a woman. Okay. But I'm saying, for such a tough guy to take out this tiny little stupid-looking revolver.
They call that a dinner gun. That's what you take with you out to dinner. They actually do. They actually do call it a dinner gun.
You know what? It so much makes sense. But what was that speech that he was giving? And if you don't think I have a gun, well, just I absolutely do.
Right. If you don't think I believe in the Second Amendment,
wink, bink. I keep a gun in my nose.
I am a complete fucking maniac. Don't be fooled.
I have a pretty little gun in my huge man's pocket, and I'm wearing it. See, he's like a dandy almost. He's like a homophobic dandy.
Right.
He's, you know what? You've seen the movie Everybody's Talking at Me, Midnight Cowboy. You know who he is? Is that guy? You probably don't even remember. I just saw the movie recently, so I remember it. The guy who convinces him to come up to his room, and then he starts preaching at him.
Oh yeah.
And the thing comes down, and he's like, "Yo, go off now." That's what this guy Roy Moore is. It's like there's nothing more sexually sick than a man who hates gay people, but yet there's nothing more attractive than the youth. You know what I mean? He's got this crazy Bible guy in his mind.
Right. Yes.
You shall submit. He's like a David Koresh in a way, if you won't.
Right. No, anyone who's that much of a show pony,
yeah,
is walking around with a whole stable full of secrets.
Now, by the way, people, make note that Josh, who thought that me, because I have terrible flu, I have terrible respiratory problems, and so I have to do this. And then he told me to cut it out. And then he also accused me of spacing out. If I was spacing out, would I be able to talk like this now? I doubt it.
You held up your vaporizer and acted like people were watching you.
I don't know what my problem is. You know what? I don't know what my problem is, but I'll tell you, I am firmly convinced that a guy like Roy Moore has way more problems than me. You know what I'm saying?
I think he does.
If I'm having a bad day, I go, well, I'm not an insane, law and order, Bible thumping, skirt chasing wolf.
Let me go grab my depression gun.
I call it my dinner gun. I butter my roll with it.
That's right.
I butter my roll. Look, I'm not making fun. I will sometimes hear one of these people like Tom Cotton, and they have the worst drawl. The drawl that I call, I'm thinking they're communicating, my ignorance is wrapped up in my slow drawl. The Democrat Party. Now, people think, how could you listen to that? What would you could say that's what is it, racist or something, or it's like
it's a stereotype.
It's a stereotype.
Yes.
And what I say is there could be another person from that exact city who says, "Would you like a piece of pie, Andy?" Boom. Now it's the greatest voice in the world. So I'm saying they are taking a voice that by neutral standards is a lovely voice,
right.
The Southern voice, and they're making it evil. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
I would contend that offering you pie might weight the situation to the other side, but I get your point.
Oh, Andy, why don't you? Why? I guess I'm Aunt B or something like that.
I recognize you from Raymond. That's a totally neutral voice.
Hi. Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes?
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, Andy. Bless your heart, Andy. We should never close Guantanamo.
That means go fuck yourself in the South, by the way. When they say bless your heart.
Bless your heart, Andy. I'm going to put you in Guantanamo.
That's right.
Oh, my God. I have been, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that I'm funny all the time. A lot of people like my jokes. A lot of people think I have depth. A lot of people can tell I'm handsome from the podcast.
Right.
But I would say that I did have a little schadenfreude when you lost your place.
Yeah. Because you interrupted me from it.
What are you saying? Are you blaming your... what did I do again? I buy it, whatever it was.
You jumped on some sentence fragment and a
yes ending, like the greatest master.
It was not yes
like
ending.
Like Nichols
It was
and
more
or
like
May.
yes, let me talk.
Are you saying I talk? You're not saying I talk too much, because I've never gotten that before.
No, I'm saying you talk too frequently. It's a difference.
No, it's not different. That was a Marx
different.
Brothers style joke that you tried to pull up on me.
Totally different.
How is it different? More
I
frequently?
don't mind the volume. I am on the frequency of beginnings of sentences.
You know, that's a distinction without a distinction of a difference, is what I say.
Right. Well, that's
Now-
a horse of a different distinction.
What are we, the Wizard of Oz now?
Yes.
Now, can I ask your opinion about a Twitter thing, or should we not go into it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. And I'm hoping that I know where you're going to go with it. No, this, I've been talking about Louis C.K. in my act now.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel guilty about everything that I do. Everything. I feel guilty coming over here tonight. I feel guilty about everything.
Right.
And then I start to think, who am I, like I start to go, who am I protecting? Who am I scared about? What, like Louis doesn't earn the right not to be made fun of from this event.
Well, you made fun of him when he wasn't a pariah. So I don't see what the problem is.
No, because I think it means I'm piling on now. Schadenfreude.
You are, maybe, but I think,
Yeah.
but I also think that, no, he made himself fair game.
So I want to ask you about this tweet I made, because I wouldn't have tweeted this normally. I've been doing on stage. I've been saying that, if you apologize, you shouldn't use the word dick. If you apologize about showing your penis,
Yeah.
dick shouldn't be the third word in your, you shouldn't go blue in your apology.
Right.
So, so I tweeted this. I tweeted that, I feel the same way about Louis' quote extracurricular activities as I felt about watching Horace and Pete. I just don't get it.
Okay. That's good. That's
So this
strong.
woman comes back to me. Now here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the entire truth, because you know me. I don't lie that much.
Not so much.
as I'm tweeting this, I am worried about it in the sense that I obsess about everything, and in the sense that just bringing up a subject means that you are going to open the door that people will trivialize the subject, right? But I was trying to think, who would I be worried about offending? Who would take this offensively? It's only a joke about Louis' shows or whatever, and it's also a joke about what I really feel. I just
don't understand masturbating in front of people.
Yeah, I don't get. Yeah, right. So this woman says, and here's when I always get in trouble on Twitter. It's when I follow the person and I think that I know them.
Right.
And so I follow this person. She follows me, and she's like a writer about comics and stuff like that. So I all of a sudden think it's not. I don't even remember her name now. It was like Louise or something. I don't remember what it was. So she says, "What the WTF is this?" WTF, right? Now I know you would be very proud of me, or couldn't care less, because you've moved on in your life about worrying about me on Twitter, but. I see things a lot of times. I go, well, I'm not going to engage with this person, but I see this person. I'm confused by their answer. I could just let it go,
right?
But it's already taps into my own insecurities about tweeting about a subject like this. So I ask her, "Have I upset you?" And it goes back and forth with this weird thing where it's almost like she's doing like a riddle game with me. Have you upset me? And then finally, I just got annoyed about the whole thing, and then she retweeted what I said. You don't see anything wrong with this?
Yeah.
So my question to you as a comedy expert is, can you divine what she thought the joke was clearly offensive? And how could I not? And that I was lying, I think, about not seeing why it would be offensive. Because I think, and also she was making the point, isn't that why you did the joke? And that reminded me of when we had our, not big argument, but when we talked before about like.
The Florida joke?
Yes. Yeah. Is it gratuitous? Are you trying to be offensive? So she took the side of, the guy's gonna, he's just writing an offensive joke. I knew in my mind that this would make more of a stir than a regular tweet.
Right.
But I still thought I felt good about it. It was a joke that I wanted to make.
It was the Horace and Pete joke?
Yes.
Okay. The only interpretation I could guess that she misgot was that you meant, I don't get why the masturbating is a big deal.
I think that she didn't get that.
Right.
So what do you think
I
she
didn't
was?
understand his show. You know what I mean?
Right, but then what did she think that was the offensive part?
Well, that's what I mean. I think you're saying it wasn't a big deal that he masturbated in front of somebody, as opposed to you don't understand.
Oh.
You don't understand.
Oh, because
you don't understand why it's a big deal that he masturbated in front of people, as opposed to you don't understand the whole.
That's
the
true.
whole psychology of masturbating in front of people.
I think you're absolutely right, because I said to her the first time, I said, have I upset you, or you just don't know what Horace and Pete is? Right? And she came back with, oh, I know what Horace and Pete is. That's consistent with your theory.
Right.
To me.
That's my guess.
Like, she's like, oh, yeah. But anyway, you solved that for me. I don't know if you should add that to your repertoire.
Twitter detective. Guy Noir.
But for like a couple hours, I kept thinking, you know how like sometimes if you think you did something, you don't think you did something wrong, but then someone accuses you of doing something wrong, your mind goes to, how did I fuck up? What did I not get that I was saying? So I spent like about a half hour going through every verse. And I think in my mind, I kind of thought a little bit like, but I didn't go the whole thing of like, he's making a joke about the quality of Horace and Pete.
Right.
Look, I feel the same way about him masturbating in front of people as I feel about Horace and Pete. And then people added to it nicely. They said, someone said very heavy-handed. Someone said manipulative. Oh, unattractive and unappealing.
You were?
No, the Horace and Pete.
Oh, okay.
So, I want to thank you,
I don't
Josh.
think you were in the wrong in this case, Andy.
I can't believe
Although
it.
I wouldn't have answered, I just would have let someone go, what the fuck is this? Let that roll by.
Well, here's the wrestling I had with myself earlier today.
Yeah.
I said, and this is why I think I'm so grown so much since the therapy and
since
everything.
the podcast started, really.
Since the podcast started. I would credit the podcast and therapy. Is that a couple times today I would imagine what your response was. So I would already, which is what my biggest character flaw is, me thinking I know what people are going to say.
Yeah.
and I'm wrong so often, right? So I was going to predict that you were going to make a similar argument as you made with the Florida joke, and then I thought, I don't know that he's going to say that, and then I said to myself, and if he does say that, I don't have to get upset at it. I could just let him go on as getting his advice. So this has been a perfect experiment, and it just shows how much of more of a man I am, and how much a better man than say a Ricky Gervais would be, who I'm not going to be obsessed with anymore.
Good.
And I've never felt better in my life.
That's fantastic. I'm not even going to try to burst that bubble.
I wouldn't burst that bubble.
No.
Now, I know I haven't answered. I feel guilty about many things.
Yeah.
Although I spoke to Alex for an hour.
Did
and
you?
If that doesn't earn me.
That's
That's
emails you don't have to answer for a month.
Yeah, that means 18 texts in a row about who wrote rock and roll hoochie coochie. I couldn't say it. Andy, I hope I'm not bothering you. Who was the lady on the Maxwell House commercial? Hey, Andy, did you see Trump's thing today? This is what he tweets me. He tweets me 50 times
Does he
a day.
tweet you anything like that?
Anytime he tweets me, it's a bother. First of all, why are people tweeting me? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't understand it either.
Now, here's the thing. You probably, when you go to sleep, you turn your phone off.
I don't even bring my phone to bed.
I have a problem. See, now I should keep my phone away from bed.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting healthier with the obsessive compulsive behavior because I'm able to go to sleep now and not care that much about the idea that I might not be woken up.
That you might not be woken up,
Yeah.
meaning you're dead?
No, that I'd sleep through it or miss the alarm.
Oh, okay.
I still set 15 alarms.
Oh, because you're leaving town tomorrow, for
Leaving
example.
town or whatever
You might
it is,
actually
yeah.
sleep tonight.
I might sleep tonight, but I don't know if I will because I don't understand what's the matter with me. I mean, I do understand what's the matter with me, but I'd like to just either have 7 or 8 assistants and interns, unpaid interns,
Right.
take care of everything. But we're going to be up. We're usually up till almost all night packing.
Right.
It's not. Most people don't live that way. Most people, you don't live that way, right? You're all organized.
I'm not organized.
I don't think you are.
But I am. I mean, I can get my shit together for a trip pretty quick.
When you and Allison, have I asked you this before? Do you both run on? I think Allison runs late sometimes, right?
Yes, but that lag time has shrunken considerably in the time we've been together.
So you're saying it was an issue at one point?
It was an issue at one point.
Oh my God! Yeah. You wouldn't let her be herself. That's how I would say it as the late one.
No, it was self-correcting.
Oh,
that's part of the night. Yeah.
That's a tribute to love.
I mean, occasionally I would get just flat out irritated, but for the most part, it was just like she'd notice that, oh, he's on time for everything.
That's pretty good. You lived by an example.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I am.
We don't nag in our relationship. It's a good part of our relationship. Now, granted, as you can see, our house is a fucking mess.
Yeah, you two
but there's no finger pointing.
That's the thing. When both people have given up,
yes,
it works.
Yes, we get sick of it at different rates. That's the nice thing.
Oh God, I'm just so impressed with my ad libs tonight.
Really? The ones especially where you compliment yourself after you say something.
Funny stuff, Andy.
That is some good improv.
Ha ha!
I was awesome there.
I'm gonna start laughing at my own material, Ed McMahon style.
Right. See, this isn't what Alex was talking about, was listen to your own jokes and comment how funny they were. He was saying, listen to mine.
What'd you say?
Exactly.
What'd you say? Never gets old and it's never going to get better as a joke. Now, please tell me that our numbers are going steadily up.
They are going steadily.
Whoa! All right. This gentleman and his...
I won't draw the graph for you, but it is steadily up.
Then why do you have your hand on my pants? See,
Why?
I would hope that...
Why is that
see,
funny?
that's what I'm worried about.
Why is that
I will
funny?
not be able to do these type of jokes. This is what I'm worried about with the sexual harassment. I'm not going to say... that people are going to... There's going to be... I'm like Seinfeld. One day, I'm not going to be able to say, that's not...
Why are you putting your hand on my pants like a French king, Andy?
That's not my hand. That's not my popcorn. Why is that joke 5 years from now going to be verboten?
Actually doing the joke? Like
No,
acting?
just because
just
everything is,
talking about it.
like there's things you can't say that we said when we were kids,
Right.
for good reason. Like, that guy's crazy. He's loopy. He's the Funny Farm. You know, it's like those things don't make me. I didn't like the Funny Farm as a song.
Yeah.
But it's like we now know that when people have mental things, you're not supposed to go, "Oh, that person, your aunt."
You don't do that anymore.
We can do that as a joke about it.
Right.
But to actually feel that way about those people with those conditions, I of course never felt that way. I always felt like I was everyone's.
I wish I could get up to that. You were saying to yourself.
That's not nice.
Yeah,
you know, I have a problem with that. I'm stupid. You know, I'm embarrassed and I'm stupid.
Yeah, we know, Andy.
Come on, Josh. It's hilarious that anybody would think I'm not a genius. That is my least effective character. Come on, Josh. Get your head out of the clouds. How long this is we've done pretty good, right?
Oh God, it's gold, gold.
Oh no, it's not gold because I know. You know, why do I care about how long? I mean, why can't this be like just what we normally do on Sunday, talking to microphones for 4.5 hours?
We are doing it Sunday. That's the difference right there.
I can't believe that. This is the first time, and I looked at the schedule, and there's going to maybe have to be a couple of in December. I don't know. Something came up.
Really?
I don't know. Some guy, movie role, something.
Yeah.
I can't talk about it. Josh, I have a lot of things in the hopper now.
Yeah.
The Dennis hopper. How long would you let me do this kind of comedy without just shutting off the microphone?
I fix it in post.
She let me go on and on?
Sure.
How many hours until it was like the Belushi sketch?
Well, you know the Andy Kindler theory that I go by.
What's that?
It's funny. He'll keep talking until
It's either funny
or funny that he's still talking.
Could you use those for my liner notes
Yes, I will.
in general?
If you ever put out the album.
Okay, I just got so sick thinking about all the things I haven't done.
Yeah.
And I'm still late with my taxes.
Really?
I'm not sure.
You didn't,
Why would
you
I
didn't
bring
hit
it?
October 15th even?
No, because they owe us money.
Oh, okay, then you're fine.
I'm fine. But you see how your dad would not have worried about this?
No, my dad totally filed an extension every year.
Right, but he would.
He hit the mark, but
But if your dad was owed money, he wouldn't even thinking about it right now. But I'm thinking about it because I know I'm going to get a letter at some point from the IRS going, and they usually say, like, Andy, you've been good before. What's up? Right? And still I'll start worrying about it, even though I know the exact law and how many years. Like, if you wait 3 years past the date, you can't get the refund.
okay. Well,
But the
refund.
fact that I worry about it.
No, I know.
You're more like that than
I'm
me
more
too, right?
yeah. When it comes up to brushing up against officialdom,
Yes.
yeah, no, I
Well,
have my own little bad soundtrack in my head about shit. I have the fear of getting in trouble somehow.
How come you can't channel your dad? Your dad sounded like he was very zen-like.
Because he was a lawyer. He went to law school. He knew the truth about that. It's all bullshit.
Maybe you should go to law school.
I think that's a really good idea.
I'm not kidding around.
Yeah.
If you went to law school, we could then have a law-style show.
Yeah.
Finally, my dream of you being the expert would come to fruition.
Yes. It's not going to happen.
You,
First, I'd have to go back to undergrad, which would be a big drag.
well, everyone says you're studious. When they say you're the egghead.
Yeah, people have a weird concept of me, it seems.
What's the word?
Chris Bliss, I was just listening to him on a podcast, doing the Acme podcast the other day, talking about how organized and productive I was as I was sitting there taking a huge pot of my desk at
That's
my
true.
shit-covered desk.
That is really, really true. You have fooled
But
people.
it's not like I'm representing myself that way
No.
consciously.
You
I'm not
just look
telling
like you-
people I'm organized or productive.
No, but you just seem like you have it together.
I don't, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, you get things done. We wouldn't have this podcast.
I do
if
get
we
things done.
We wouldn't have a
but-
podcast.
But I
if
do
it
it in
wasn't
a
for you.
terribly laborious way.
Not the podcast.
Now, this is easy.
But you did at one point say, "Look, let's do it. Let's do it or not do it." No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying
By comic standards, I guess I'm productive.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
As if, on a comics playing field, you're like a genius. You're like the 7 highly effective Stephen Coveys.
Right.
To us, you're like a super accountant, genius, physicist. Hey, Josh Weinstein? Yeah. You know he has his own house? Get out of here. Yes, he does. The word spreads through the comedy community.
He's got a house.
He's a homeowner.
He's got a
How many
house.
comics are homeowners? I remember that Al Lubell had won Star Search, and I think at the time it was $100,000.
Yeah.
I don't think it was $1 million,
There's
right?
$100,000, yeah.
He could buy this house like in the Hollywood Hills for like $150,000 or something like that, and he was scared to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Well, that house is worth millions now.
True.
Al Lubell, contrary to what you believe, would expect, is not very good with money. I just did something I really hate.
What's that?
I actually laughed at my own sentence.
Really? As opposed to actually going, wasn't that great what I just did? Which is what you've done like 3 other times.
I'm comfortable with that because that's like a shtick.
I don't know.
You know, it's unbelievable. Who pays the bills around here? I want to be one of these people who, like, I want to be Mr. Potter from Wonderful Life. Why don't more people root for him?
You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man?
He's so mean to that.
Miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees with nothing but a $500 equity in a life insurance policy. You're worth more dead than alive.
Oh my God! You must do Christmas readings or something.
Yes.
Beautiful
You're nothing but a warped, frustrated old man.
beautiful old Bannister.
Merry Christmas, you old building alone.
Let me tell you.
Merry Christmas, Emporium. My mouth's bleeding, Bert. My mouth's bleeding.
There's something wrong with you or something because you have
think?
this. It's all of a sudden you get possessed by this energy,
I know.
But then you don't take that vehement-
I go from low key to high key.
and you don't take any of that joy back to your own life. I know this.
No, I pour it all into my work.
In other words, you're not going to be. You don't go from there to putting your hands in the air like you don't care. That's not what you do.
No, and I didn't walk away going, did you hear the Jimmy Stewart thing I just did?
Look, Josh, a man of my, a man like me who are such geniuses are often annoying, narcissistic morons. I can tell I'm starting to riff now, but I'm totally willing.
Speaking of annoying narcissistic morons, I am very, very excited about the potential for this Donald Trump LeVar Ball situation escalating.
Oh, this is so good.
I truly believe this might be the feud that ends his presidency somehow. I don't see the path there yet, but I see this is finally
like
the same exact person going up.
Right.
The same, don't back down from any ridiculous bullshit. Don't mind taking the shot from way out in left field. I love this potential.
I bet
feud.
it is going to be.
I love this feud.
This could do it, and I bet it's going to be something like this if it's not this one. But the idea that, and I know many presidents have said, I should have let you rot in Vietnam. I should have let you. I should have let the Taliban. Is that what you think? I should have let you get killed by the Taliban.
All right.
Those are things that you shouldn't say as a president.
Right. We'll see. This is going to air in a week, so it could be off the radar by then, but I don't think so.
Well, I want to do this, Josh, because I think I, in a lot of ways, care more about you than the regular guy, the little people.
Care more about me?
No, I care more about the little people than you do.
Oh, okay.
Because you've often said to me, I don't care if the peasants like the show or not. This is what that scum is going to get. But this week, I want to wish everybody a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I just want to tell people.
It's already happened.
How about this?
We hope you had a wonderful
by the way,
Thanksgiving.
yes. I'm glad you mentioned that. What do you want to have to say before we leave this week's episode? What do you want people to know?
I want people to know that if they want to talk to us, they should write us at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com.
I want to apologize I want to respond better, and I did one day. Is that what the
Once
most I
in a
can
while,
say?
you get like a little burst, and you do
I love
a few.
it. I like it. What?
I try to respond to almost all of them.
Do you?
They all, yeah, and they all get read. So it's worth send them either way because we do read them, and I respond to most of them.
I'm
not going to respond to the guy who said I had to stop listening because Josh kept saying . Like that,
See,
I'm not
that
going to
is the
respond to.
You know, it's somebody.
It's a tick I'm well
I
aware
just said,
of.
you know.
Yeah, see?
You-
But you aren't the problem, apparently. Apparently, it's my saying it.
I mean, that is
And
really.
I do say it when I'm thinking, because it's a Minnesota thing, too. So
the idea that someone would think it would be constructive.
Well, it was a 2 email thing. The first one was the subject of "Stop saying you know," and then it was Josh just said 28 times, like every sentence I've listened for 28 minutes, and I was like, okay.
It's so great. It's so great.
To which I respond, "Blow, me."
Did you do that?
No.
No, because you're still more of an adult than me.
On the commerce side of the aisle, please. Another week, one more week until I Need You to Kill comes out on iTunes and Google and Amazon and pay-per-view.
One more week?
One more week
In
from
what,
now.
in real
December
lifetime?
5th? No, 2 weeks from now. But December 5th coming out. Also, the cinematic Titanic box set is available.
What better way to say Merry Christmas, honey?
Right. Then with a dozen movies for like under $40.
And, if you watch the cinematic Titanic before Christmas, then you'll get in the mood and you will be commenting, doing that kind of commentary as people open their presents. Why do I? You know what? I'm not getting any money on this. Why am I saying positive things about it?
I don't. That wasn't even that positive. That was.
I know.
Just words.
But
really.
I want to make some money. I want this to turn. It's like.
Well, soon we'll have our own merch. We don't yet. That's on Alex. Are you listening, Alex?
Oh, I thought we have to have it by the holidays.
Yeah, or not.
Oh, I guess not. Right?
Yeah. It's not like people are going to buy it as gifts for people. So.
Yeah. Then why were you telling me we got to make money in this holiday thing?
I had never said that.
Well, I have to tell you that I came in here tonight. I was raring to go. I have proof. I came in here. I was loaded for bear.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of those things mean.
Right.
Loaded for bear means you're going out hunting for bear.
And your gun's loaded with heavy shot.
Oh, so you're ready to cause trouble.
I guess.
All right. I came in like a bat out of hell, maybe.
Right. Or a bat into hell.
About to hell. My rhythm was good. I almost. It's so funny. I surprised myself with how delightfully humorous I am.
You surprise me too. You surprise me every week.
What did you take? Did you, when you were born, go and have a sarcasm procedure? Is that what happened to you?
Yes.
Now I'm aware of the fact that I might be fake laughing, and now I realize that there's no laugh I can execute that's legitimate.
That's true.
If I think about laughing, it's like, see, it's impossible. If you think about laughing, you can't laugh.
True.
And that's what I blame the failure of every show I've been in.
Or if you think of you talking, you can't laugh.
Josh, some things are too cruel.
That wasn't one of them, though.
Two can play this game that you do, Josh.
Yeah. What is my game?
Your game is like, if there's silence, right? You won't break the silence by jumping in with an anecdote. No. Then you look more intently at me.
Yeah.
Don't you feel I have a lot to carry on this show? I have to do the station IDs. 65 degrees downtown Los Angeles. You're listening to Thought Spiral. Hello, Detroit. What was that station ID even accomplishing?
I don't know. You went from Los Angeles to Detroit. That's a very high wattage station you're working on.
See, we're never going to have that thing like the old radio shows had, where we had different people calling in, like west of the Rockies.
Right.
Who's that guy?
Art Bell.
Yeah, west of the Rockies, you're on. Mississippi, Ohio, hello. Brooklyn, New York. What is your positive question for Joseph Stalin?
Hi, Larry. First-time caller,
Please,
long-time listener. I'd like to say to Mr. Stalin, when he's purging,
Yes.
does he binge first?
Yes. We're the entire hour with Joseph Stalin. You're listening to Larry King on Russian TV. No, it's perfectly normal. I'm 112 years old, and I'm working for the enemy.
I'm the Michael Flynn of broadcasting.
Hi, I'm Larry King. When I'm in the mood for communism, I prefer Putin-style communism. Why is Larry
not a
King
communist,
working
by
for
the way.
Russian television?
Because he can't work for American television anymore.
But what does he need the money for? If he doesn't,
9 ex-wives.
he really made a lot of mistakes. in terms of how many times he got married. Hello. He's also selling something on TV. He sells a thing.
Probably.
Larry King for... It's a memory thing, I think.
Really?
Have you tried...
This was born out of squid.
Yeah, have you tried Prevagen yet?
I hear it's from squid.
It's an ingredient originally found under someone's seat. So you could see why it'd be smart. It was originally found in a snail. Because when you look at snails, you think...
I ate escargot and I remember it.
Try Prevagen. Have you been looking for something that has an element that was once part of a jellyfish? Prevagen's for you. Hey, wait a second. You're not sure? Have I mentioned it was jellyfish derived?
So are you taking Prevagen?
No.
You should. It's memory juice. Come on.
I don't know about what. I guess if I knew something about where the active ingredient came from.
Yeah.
Was it? Is it anything interesting?
It's a sea cucumber.
It comes from an ingredient we observed
Jellyfish scholars.
You never see a jellyfish lose his keys.
You think it's easy to be a slimy, slow-moving, disgusting creature? I mean, what do they even do? They sting you, or are those man-o'-wars?
No, both.
So, from an ingredient found from an animal, it's not even an animal, right?
A malevolent blob.
It's not a mammal, is it?
It's not a mammal, but it's an animal.
How do you say it's an animal?
What do you mean?
I don't understand. Are fish animals?
Yes.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Get out of here. I think you're wrong.
Really?
I do think you're wrong, but
Fish
I know
aren't
that I don't know
animals.
anything.
Okay.
Fish aren't animals. Are bees animals?
Yes.
Oh, I think you fucked
They're
up.
insects, but they're also animals. Insects are a type of animal.
I don't believe. Okay. Hey Siri, are insects animals? You know that you could be wrong? Okay. All right. Stall. Okay. All living things. Holy moly. Hey, Josh. I probably should have gone to school. Have you looked online? Got some answers. All living things can be divided into two main groups: the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. This is where I think I'm in trouble. There are many different kinds of creatures in the animal kingdom.
Sure, like insects.
And there is a scientific system for grouping them. Oh my God. I don't want to be I am not in the same group. Now I see why people follow, like cults. I don't want to be in the same group as an insect. How could I have not known this?
You can convert to mineralism.
You know what the problem is? They're even saying here, I read this now, they're going, insects have legs, stupid. So they're trying to communicate to me. Do you see the connection?
Here's something. Here's a little measuring stick.
But they're not walking around, these stupid fish. The dolphins are smart. The men didn't know I had the strawberries. But they weren't going to find. I can't believe. If we ever get a sponsor, people should give so I can learn more about the animal world.
Right. Take an animal or plant masterclass.
Do you know how I got fooled, though? I see, but I'm very impressed. How do you know these things? How do you know these sophisticated, arcane knowledge? I think that if there's any, I don't have any excuse, but I think I got confused because of mammals.
Yeah. Well.
Mammals are a form of animal.
Yes.
And that's where I went wrong.
You know how you know that?
Yeah.
Because they aren't plants.
Yeah, but isn't that arbitrary? Aren't there plants that are also alive?
There are. Yes, all plants are alive.
Why aren't they all?
Ask Siri about that.
Hey Siri, are plants alive?
Yes, dumbass. This is too stupid to look up.
No. This is interesting. Wait a second. This is the Institute for Creation Research. That can't be good, right? One of the errors frequently made today, even by Bible believing Christians. I can't believe that Bible believing Christians are capable of making an error.
Who knows?
Oh my God. Oh, okay. This is garbage. This is why Google's not good.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
well, but it's not good radio either, so.
Hey, you could have ended this show about 4 hours ago. You're in charge of knowing when this train stops. I told you I wanted to wrap it up in 90 minutes. Then I came 10 minutes late. And now look at it. And the thing that really makes me angry, I'm going to end with an angry rant.
Okay.
You know what really makes me angry? Is that you made me like a fool. You could have just said, let's talk later about the animal thing. You could say, but no, you had to embarrass me. Why would you do that to me? I don't know if I'm coming back to this podcast next week. Mr. Weinstein! Mr. Weinstein! Please.
Yes, welcome
Come into my office. Come in, Mr. Weinstein. How long do you want?
Mr. Kindler, I've done the research you asked me, and it turns out there's both plants and animals.
Very good, Mr. Weinstein. How long do you want this infernal?
Excuse me, it's Weinstein.
How did I get back into Weinstein? I was on. Mr. Weinstein, come in, please. Cut the other part with the Weinstein. Mr. Weinstein, come in, please. Do you know how long your infernal program has been going on? Are you going to end it, sir?
I will. Is that an order?
Yeah. Yes, it's the worst idea for ending the show ever. A bad accent I'm doing, and a bad methodology. It's predictable, it's contrived. I'm having a nervous breakdown. If you don't end this show, I've given you nothing but gold to end it with. This is Andy Thought, and I'm Josh Spiral. This is Andy.
This is Andy Thought, and this is Josh Spiral. And thanks for listening to Andy Josh.